Good morning and welcome to worship at Union Grove United Methodist Church in this third week of Advent. This is the Sunday of joy, when the candle we light is pink, the music rises, and the world dares to believe again. Not because everything is fixed, but because joy doesn't wait for permission. It breaks in, it blooms, it sings. Today, let your joy rise, even if your voice shakes. The whole world is waiting, and joy is already here. In the midst of our waiting and longing for God to make the world right again, we cling to the truth that God has saved, God is saving, and God will save. So today, we join our voices with the prophet Isaiah, who calls us to live in the joy of the truth of God's salvation. We choose to believe that the day is coming when the ransomed of the Lord shall return and come to Zion with singing. Everlasting joy shall be upon their heads. They shall obtain joy and gladness, and sorrow and sighing shall flee away. Isaiah 35:10. We light this candle of joy as a sign of the truth that sets us free to live in joy as we wait and work for the day when all creation will flourish together. God of joy that stirs the silence, awaken our hearts today. Break into our worries and wonder. Interrupt our routines with praise. Let the light of joy flicker to life in us again. Not because everything is right, but because you are already near. Amen. God of laughter and tears, sometimes joy feels far away. We confess we've been too tired to sing, too discouraged to dance, too overwhelmed to hope. But you come with the voice of Mary, with the strength of rejoicing, with a promise we can hold. Let peace and joy meet us in this morning. Amen. There's a reason we light a pink candle today. In a season of purple shadows, pink is a surprise. Soft, warm, defiant. This Sunday is called Gaudete, which means rejoice. Not because the waiting is over, but because even in the waiting, joy breaks in. Joy isn't the same as happiness. It doesn't depend on the outcome. It doesn't wait for permission. Joy is what happens when we dare to trust the promise even before it's fulfilled. Isaiah said, "The wilderness and the dry land shall be glad. The desert shall rejoice and blossom." That's not just poetic, it's prophetic. Because even the driest places, even the most cracked and barren soil, still holds seeds, waiting for joy to break them open. But let's be real, joy is dangerous. The world does not reward joy in the powerless. It tells the oppressed to be quiet. It tells the barren to give up. It tells young, unmarried girls to hide. But then Mary opens her mouth, this teenager, this unwed, uninvited, uncertain vessel, and she sings not a lullaby, not a wedding song, but a revolution. He has scattered the proud. He has brought down the powerful from their thrones. He has lifted up the lowly. Joy like that is not soft. Joy like that gets you noticed. Joy like that got Jesus killed. Because joy threatens systems built on fear. Joy says, "You don't own me." Joy says, "God sees me." Joy says, "I'm already free." That's why so many of us stop singing. We've been told our voices are too loud, too angry, too broken, too much. But friends, Mary didn't whisper her Magnificat. She shouted it, and the desert began to bloom. Joy breaks in where it's least expected, not just in cathedrals, but in cracked kitchen floors and crowded shelters and long hospital hallways. Joy breaks in when a baby kicks, when a tree blooms out of season, when a choir of elders sings over someone who thought they were alone. Joy breaks in when a church refuses to close its doors to the people the world throws away. And here's the good news. Joy is not something we earn. It's something we carry, like Mary, like the desert, like the people who walk into this room every week holding it together by a thread and still sing anyway. So go ahead, light the pink candle, not because the world is fine, but because God's joy refuses to wait. And it just might be breaking in through you. Amen. This is your charge to keep this week. Go now as people of joy, not because the world is easy, but because Christ has come. Let your song rise in the silence. Let your laughter be your resistance, and let joy break in through you. And here's your benediction. May the God who delights in you fill your heart with joy. May Christ sing over your weary soul, and may the Spirit dance in every place you go. Amen. Watch out for the littles piece this week, and I'll see the rest of y'all next week.